So I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how to program a pattern on the Behringer TD3. It's the modded out version, but it works the same on both versions. It's basically a clone of Roland's 303, and it's a clone in pretty much all ways, including the sequencer. The reason why I'm doing this tutorial is the sequencer is a bit of a pain, but once you get your head around it a bit, the inbuilt sequencer really adds kind of like a flavour to the sound, and it has its quirks, which creates something that you wouldn't necessarily get if you were to sequence this with an external piece of equipment. So anyway, I'm going to keep it fairly simple, and I'm going to jump straight in. So have it in write mode, as you can see there. Choose a pattern. I'm going to randomly choose number 5. I'm going to clear this pattern so there's nothing there. So hold clear and press 5, so that pattern will now be clear. And then we want to choose how many steps we want within this pattern or sequence. So I'm going to keep it super simple, as I say. I'm going to do 4 steps. So to do that, you hold down function and press the step button as many times as you want steps. So I want 4 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, you go into pitch mode and you choose your notes that you want. Again, I'm going to keep it simple, so I'm going to do 4 C's. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that, you go into your time mode so that you can select how you want your notes to be played, because currently if I hit play, I've got this hooked up to an external drum machine so that you can hear the bass line along with the drums. So you won't see me press play on this. I'll be pressing play just off screen, but you won't hear anything because we've not entered any time note information. So let's press play. So you can see it being triggered, no sound, but that's because you've got to tell it whether you want to be a note, tie or rest, and that's from these 3 buttons here. Will give you either a note, a tie or a rest. So in order to do that, make sure you're in time mode, and now because we've got 4 steps in the sequence, I'm just going to go 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as soon as you get to your last step that you put in, so I put in 4 steps, it clicks straight back to a playable mode basically. So if I hit play now, you should hear 4 fast notes. So from here, there's a number of things you can do. I'll go back into, let's say, pitch mode, and within this mode, within pitch, you can by pressing right and next and holding it down on each note, it's important that you hold it down, you can choose whether to transpose that note up, and the next note, let's say transpose that one down, the next note, let's keep that as, last note, transpose it up, and no more because I chose 4. In order to put it back into its playable mode, because we're in pitch mode, we'd now have to press function, and then we can press play and hear the results. This is a 303 is a wicked sound, and then also from there you can add accents and slides. Slides are between different pitches of notes, but let's just add, let's say, an accent. So again, it's pitch mode. You hold down here because this cycles through. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's cycled through what's now programmed in. So if you want to go back to the beginning of pitch mode, or the beginning of your sequence even, you press pitch mode, and you always get back to the beginning. If you want to hear it, you press function, and this is now in normal mode, which is play mode. If this wasn't synced up to another drum machine, I could just hit start stop, but my start stop's just off the screen. So So anyway, back to pitch mode, cycle through the notes. I want to add an accent on, let's go third one. And let's see if we know. Which you can hear the accent. I can probably, well I can definitely make that clearer by increasing the accent, so volume. And I just managed to knock something, so I'll quickly, let's just try that again. Yeah, so I've just knocked something, which is bizarre. When did I knock? Okay, so I'm back. I managed to accidentally knock my input channel of what I was recording this onto, which took me a minute to figure out. But anyway, so I'm going to very quickly redo that pattern. It will help for learning. I'll just do it really quickly. So we're in right mode, pattern 5, clear, choose how many steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, pitch, 4 C's, 1, 2, 3, 4, time mode, I'm going to do just 4 straight notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously didn't hit it hard enough. There's that. Right, so now I'm going to do what I did before, and we're going to go keep you like you, pitch you up, put an accent on you, pitch you up. So there's a kind of your beginning pattern for a 303. Obviously you can go up to 16 steps. So you can go kind of, wild, but I do actually really like the simple, short, kind of 303 baseline repetition. So what I quite like too is adding in 2 rests. So we'll do that next. So you can always change these around slightly. What you can't do, I believe anyway, is actually change your pattern notes. You need to start a new pattern, I think is the case, which is why a lot of people get frustrated. Not 100%, I can figure that out if you want to know. But anyway, so what we're going to do is add a couple of rests at the beginning, and I like the sound of this. So pitch mode, so that you can sorry, not pitch mode, time mode, so you can choose your note, tie or rest. So I'm going to go rest, rest, note, note, and let's see what happens with this. And let's just try and get this all back to it was. So as much as I like that, that's not what I wanted in the slightest. Clear. You can see why people get frustrated with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, pitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, time mode, rest, rest, note, note. That was what I was after. Now that, I really like that. I know it's dead simple, but I love it. So with that, if we, for example, were to change the pitch of the last 2, you would think it would be rest, rest, note, note. So 1, 2, and then the last 2 up, and then play it. Absolutely nothing. Change the pitch of the first 2. Put the last 2 back. changes it. So what I didn't realise was, maybe it's obvious to some people, but I thought that it would be rest, rest, step, step, but it seems like it's rest, rest, and then when you change the pitch or any parameter, it's rest, rest, then it's the first two notes of the step. So I'm just going to work on the first two and ignore the last two. So let's go back to pitch mode, and I'm going to do accent, pitch it down, and yeah, we'll just do that, see what happens with that. Let's try a slide, see what happens with that. So, and we're going to we'll muck around with this. No, it's not going to have that. So, get rid of you, put you on there. Yeah, that's alright, but I'm going to actually get rid of that and leave it as it is, and then we're going to start playing around with some of these functions along the top. Wonder what it sounds like, out of interest, to do an accent on you. Nah, I prefer it the other way. So accent on you, not on you. Right, so I'm going to leave this bit alone now, put it into play, and then that way if I accidentally hit any of the program kind of options, it won't work. So like it won't let me go into pitch mode, I can't go into time mode. But what I can do is use these along here and these along here. So yeah, let's just tweak some of these. So yeah, you get the idea. I do love that sound. I love the simplicity of that kind of loop. You can see what, or hear what kind of sounds you can get out of it just from that. So you know, doing that across 16 steps, chaining patterns together, which you can do. It's yeah, you can do loads with it really. It's just a bit of a shame that you can lose stuff very easily, but once you've got your head around it, yeah, it's great. And also just writing new stuff all the time on it, it's brilliant. You can sample it in, you know, you can do all sorts really. But yeah, so anyway, that will do for me rattling on. I hope this has helped in some way, and yeah, nice one.